someone want to be my Valentine?
Right here. Here, Denise. I'll take that job. We're here to review 2001's Valentine, which came out probably January or February 2001. I saw this in the theater, and because I'm a fan of, obviously, Valentine horror movies. So the idea of it was kind of interesting, and at that time I was pretty realistic as far as knowing what to expect, which was nothing, you know, in new movies at the time. This movie is definitely following on the coattails of the post-Scream. I mean, this is only a year after Scream 3, so I mean, Valentine clearly is trying to capitalize on that Scream-esque thing with the young, beautiful people. I haven't seen it for a while, so I watched it a couple days ago, and it was just like, oh God, this movie it's so uninspired. Like the idea, well, what I love about the beginning with the opening credits, and I think they have a scene with them making fun of the kid, Jeremy Milton, at the beginning in the opening credits. And what's great about the opening credits, and even the music, Don Davis does the music, and the opening credit music is great. It sounds like Happy Birthday to Me. It sounds like that early 80s stuff. And actually the beginning of the movie begins with the opening credits and them in the music and them making fun of them. Opens like an early 80s slasher movie.
It was Prom Night. It reminded me a lot of Prom Night.
It is basically just a kind of rip-off of Prom Night. But I love when I rewatched it, I was like, God, the music is great. And that's the only time in the movie I think you really hear that theme done that way, which is like full. I mean, it's full orchestra. I mean, it's really pretty, and it's done in a cool way. And after that scene and they kind of introduce what the characters are gonna be, like, you know, they'll have like Denise Richards' character would, I'd rather be boiled alive, you know, which of course she ends up being, which was completely lost on me until I saw it just recently.
I didn't remember that until you said it. I do remember her saying that.
Yeah, and it's just like, when she said that, when that younger character said that, I'm like, doesn't she end up? Oh, that's funny. So that was a cool thing. But after that opening credits sequence, I mean, it's just completely uninspired to me. It's like, it's by the numbers. It's like the movie doesn't get excited about itself. It's like, first of all, these girls are completely unsympathetic because they were bitches. They still are bitches. So it's kind of like, why am I gonna care about these bitches? And then this rich bitch, you know, who is actually Kate. What's her name? Kate Shaw's daughter, I guess. I don't know if it's Spielberg's daughter or from a previous marriage.
I'm not sure.
Because I was like, why isn't she whatever Spielberg? But it could be a previous marriage situation. But you can see Kate in her face, and she's a little more of the big boned kind of person. But she's a rich girl. Or, I mean, her dad's rich in the movie, and she's got this stupid guy who's a scam artist.
She's the one with the arrow, or which one is she?
She doesn't get the arrow.
Oh, okay.
I don't even think we don't see her die because the way they.
Because I'm trying to remember which one she is.
Oh, she's the big bone.
I'll have to.
But that's one of the deaths I really like, is the girl who gets it by like 3 arrows in the stomach. I do like that death because it's like Cupid. I just think that it would have been cool if like either the arrows or the bow would have been somehow red or a little more in the Valentine-ish thing, like red arrows maybe or something like that. The movie is just like, you know, Denise Richards is in this, and she's like just horrible. It's just like you can almost see her reading like the cue cards. It's like, she's a scene where she's talking to her friend, and she's like, "The phone's for you, blow me. It's definitely for you." She's just like waiting for cut, you know, and it's just like, oh my God, Denise. And I remember Denise being sexier when I was younger, and now I look at it and look at her and just being, oh, okay. And I think maybe I'll just let you take off. This doesn't even, Christ. Why don't you take off and I'll think of stars.
All right. doesn't bode well for the movie. I'm gonna give the movie 2. I like that it was trying to be a callback to the 80s.
Yeah, that's one thing I like. I like Catherine.
Like that opening scene.
What's her name? What opening
Catherine
scene?
Heigl.
The one with the
bullies
or Catherine?
the bullies.
Oh yeah, that is good. And
I like
sets
that.
it up
And
well.
I was like, man, this is gonna be like Prom Night, and then it turns out to be like Prom Night except not good.
Yeah.
It's a better remake of Prom Night than the actual remake
Prom
of
Night. Yeah, no, definitely.
But that said, like it's just you're right. There's nobody that's really sympathetic except for the guy that with the bloody nose, David Boreanaz in the movie. He's the only one that's supposed to be somewhat sympathetic. They comment on this in Scream 4 that that era of movies had solely television actors from the CW or what was then the WB and the UPN, which, like, not to say anything like that's not to say that they're bad actors by any stretch of the imagination. You get Michelle Williams and Sarah Michelle Gellar and stuff like that. All of these people are television actors, even Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox. These are all television actresses. They're really good. And they've all gone on to win awards and stuff like that. This one has the weakest performers in it. I think David Boreanaz is great. He's a terrific actor, and he's actually not too bad in this movie. He's just given such a silly role that
that's my share.
Oh, sorry. He's given such a silly role that like it's hard not to just kind of laugh at it. But like I mean, what he's trying to do with it is fine, I guess. It's just the script is so weak and uninspired, as he said. And the filmmaker was almost just like, I guess I'm making a horror
movie. How many
movie.
pages we got to do today?
Yeah, like he was so. He was pretty much like Roman Bridger in Scream 3, the director of that, who's like, I gotta make a horror movie? God, okay. And Katherine Heigl is like pretty not great in the movie, and she also comes from television. She was on Roswell at the time, that's what she was known for, that and Bride of Chucky.
You know who I think is like the most memorable in the movie is the guy at the very beginning who's on the date with Catherine, who's like, I don't know what his name is, but Jason, and you know, he's just like he's just like the suave asshole. Do you remember the guy?
No, I don't.
Oh, well, good. Well, I think he's like the most memorable guy. He's like he's laying it down like Jason looks for a attractive young woman to spawn his seed, you know, and it's just funny. And the spinach comes down onto his teeth, and he's like, I think he's like the most memorable performer in the movie. He's barely in it.
Yeah, I mean. This is, of the movies that came out post Scream, that I think this sort of cemented the death of that era.
Yeah, this was the beginning of the killer. I mean, killing that.
Yeah, which was so strange. Scream was trying to expose the genre tropes and whatnot, and twist them and make them creative and imaginative. But with each subsequent knockoff, they just got worse and worse. Like I think some of the movies I like better than others, but they each fell into the tropes that Scream was trying to destroy. You got like I Know What You Did Last Summer, even written by the same guy, and that's such a weak movie in comparison to Scream. Like I mean, it's entertaining, very entertaining, and I like the slasher in it, but it's such a typical slasher movie. And then you get Urban Legend, which is so bad that it's amazing. And I love that movie because it's so not great. And then you get this one, which just...
they're just getting
worse and worse in quality. But this one's so bad that it's bad. It's not even like...
It's not even good bad.
It's not good bad. It's not like you're sitting there laughing hysterically at how amazing, like, Urban Legend is. I'm a fan of that movie just because it's not great. This one, I'm just like... I've seen it 2-3 times because I'm a fan of Boreanaz, but I was just like, each time I'm like, why am I watching this? Like, it's so not great.
And I also was looking at it, and I just have the DVD, and I was just looking at it and going, God, I hate how this looks. It was like, it just looked, and I think a lot of movies from that era, the early 2000s, I mean, it just looked, I mean, it didn't look like film. It almost looked like digital video. It was like it was too clean. Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't like how it looked, and you know where they, the characters are completely unsympathetic. You hate everyone, and the best, you know, the set pieces were kind of annoying, like that art you remember the art,
Yeah.
the art scene?
Yeah.
It's like where the stupid boyfriend's got these stupid video screens.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate the whole scene because I hate the idea of that art exhibit, I guess. It's just like,
That didn't bother me too
kiss
much,
me.
but yeah.
kiss me, kiss me,
Mm-hmm.
kiss me, like the stupid
Mhm.
lips or whatever the hell it says, suck me, suck me.
Having gone to like art shows and stuff like that, there are people that do put up that kind of art. And
There
it's just
are.
like,
Do they
yeah,
dress
so
like
I-
that guy with the
I don't remember
shirt
how he
had on?
dressed,
He's just
but
dressed like an
I do
idiot.
remember thinking that art show is probably one of the more realistic ones I've seen on film because you do.
No,
get
I think you're
people-
right. I mean, I think whoever
Yeah.
did it probably was fully aware of how they are.
Yeah, he was probably like, "Oh man, there's this one asshole. I'm gonna just put it on screen so everybody can see how much of an asshole that guy was." And that was what you saw in the movie.
Well, before I forget, one thing I did kind of like is, I guess, the killer's disguise. It completely rips
Yeah.
off like the pants and the boots, exactly. Scream, the pants and the boots, but the trench coat, and I think the best part is the
Cupid.
Cupid face. I think it's a great early '80s thing, and I really like that. And that's and like we're getting back to the art set piece scene. With obviously the arrows was a great touch. I think that both the bow and the arrows should have been completely red to completely cement that Cupid aspect of it.
I think this movie could have been done better if.
I think you could have taken the same.
Polish.
You could have taken this. For my money, you could have taken the same script
Yeah.
and put a director on it who gave a shit.
Yeah, who actually wanted to do it. Like, I think that would have helped. And the script, like, there's some stilted dialogue. It could have used a little bit of a polish.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the concept is good and whatnot. I don't know, maybe this is one of those ones to remake in 10, 15 years.
Yeah, who knows?
Especially since people don't really remember this movie. I didn't remember it until you mentioned we should review this. I was like, oh, that's right, I've seen that movie like 5 times.
It exists.
Yeah.
You've seen it 5 times?
I don't know if it was that many times,
Oh.
but I've seen it at least 3 times.
I think I'm going to go 1.5, just because it's so, the director, he just doesn't even care about it.
Yeah. I said 2. I guess I'll stand by my 2.
I'll stand by my 1.5 then.
It is almost a 1.5. It probably deserves less than I'm.
I'd say maybe if this is possible, maybe 1 3/4.
1 3/4. That's getting a bit complicated.
Yeah, it is getting complicated. Damn it.
1 9/8.
No, well, I think 3/4, just quarters is 9/8 is a little
That doesn't
much.
make sense.
Because normally it would be a 2, but it's when I think about it, it's so stupid that it doesn't deserve 2. So
That's just it. While I'm watching it, I don't hate it as much as when I'm done watching the movie. I'm just like, God, that was just god awful.
stupid.
Yeah.
You think about it, it's just stupid. I don't want to go past 15 minutes on stupid. So are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Happy Valentine's Day.
We've talked about that movie more today than anybody has in the past decade.
I think you're right. We're gonna get like 1 million views in the first 24 hours. Bank on it.
Yes.
It's gonna be hard for me to click it 1 million times. Maybe you can do it 500,000 and I'll do the other 500,000.
I will do that.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Happy Valentine's Day. Kiss someone you love. Or just anyone. Catch you later.